Hi and welcome to Faux Food Creations. I'm Emily and today I'm going to show you how to make these faux snow cones, including the paper cones that they're in. Okay, let's start by making the paper cones. First of all, I printed out this template online, which I will try and link down below in the caption. And then I am tracing that onto the back of the paper that I want to use. And then very carefully cutting that out. You want to be pretty precise with this because you want everything to line up when you finally put the edges together. And then once it's cut out, I am going to fold the little tab that's on it and then add a bit of glue. Make sure you let it dry a little bit so it gets tacky, and then just roll that around and glue the sides together. This can be a little bit tricky, so I found it helpful to start at the top and then kind of work my way down towards the point. So once we've put all that effort into making the cones, we want to make sure that they don't collapse when we're working with them. So I'm rolling up a little bit of newspaper to stuff down in there to give it just a little bit more structure. And then the next step is to cut a styrofoam ball in half. This is actually easier said than done, so be really careful with that. And then just line up the cone in the center of the styrofoam ball, and then take your hot glue gun and work your way around, gluing it down until everything is all secured. Now for the icy texture, you're going to need some Epsom salt and some gel food coloring. It's very important that it's gel because if it is liquid, the salt will just dissolve. So since I'm making two different colors, I am scooping some Epsom salt into two different plastic baggies, and then I'm scooping the gel food coloring into the Epsom salt, and then closing up the bag and using my fingers to mush around the food coloring. And this will take about 30 seconds to a minute to get fully incorporated, so if you're not seeing the color throughout the rest of the salt, just keep mixing and then you can add more if you need to. Now we're going to do our best to completely coat everything with the salt, but just in case there are any gaps, I think it's a good idea to have a base coat. So here I'm just taking some red acrylic paint and stippling that across the top of the styrofoam. Now I'm coating the entire top of the styrofoam ball with Mod Podge, and you want to have a generous layer. I did try to do this with Elmer's glue, but anything water-based is not going to work because it's going to dissolve the salt, so Mod Podge is probably the best option. Once you have your thick layer of Mod Podge over the top, it's time to add the salt. This will get a little bit messy, so I'd recommend doing it over a bowl or a cup or something. I tried several techniques, but the best one I found is scooping up a lot of the salt into your hand and then rolling around the cone into your palm so that it gets stuck in there, and you can also kind of use your hand to push back against it. And here's the finished product. I hope that you guys like these as much as I do, and I will see you next time. Bye!